With the end of the season rapidly approaching, I always look forward to closing it out in Iowa with the late muzzleloader hunt.
I'm kind of in a dumb spot. I'm sitting in a pasture. Popped this Brennen up here a couple weeks ago after I pulled some cameras on this farm. Really wasn't planning on hunting here until that card pull, and there's 3 big bucks that came out of nowhere and they've been running pretty good. So not a lot of daylight activity, but I think with this snap in the weather I got a chance tonight.
One of the biggest bucks I'd ever seen on the hoof stepped out of the brush that night. He stood stationary for over 20 minutes, never giving me a good shot. I had my good buddy Nico coming into camp that evening, and we plan to spend the next few days trying to get him on a buck down here in Iowa.
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna go shoot a dandy. It's December 29th. Out here at Brennen's property in Iowa. I'm lucky enough to get the invite, or I forced myself to have him invite me out here. It's warm. It was warm this few days ago. It dropped like 30 degrees yesterday, and it's been spitting snow today and yesterday, and we're hoping that this cool front that came in will get these deer moving. These deer are transitioning from this woods through this pasture out into these soybeans behind us. First sit in Iowa was definitely more than I expected, coming from Wisconsin and never seeing anything. But no, we saw 5 does. 3 came out a little earlier than we thought too, and all of a sudden to the right about 40 minutes later, first buck came out, and of course I thought it was one of the giants, and I let buck fever do the rest. Decided to pass on it. I'm pumped. Day 1 already seeing deer. I couldn't be more happier. Time to eat some bear fajitas. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about, baby.
Nico and I had some solid sits, and the deer movement was fairly good considering the less than ideal weather you hope for during the late hunt. Although Nico would be heading back to Wisconsin with the tag still in tow, I was hopeful that my persistence would pay off. 4th of January, we're in Iowa. Dylan just drove from North Dakota yesterday down here to hunt with me in the heat. Forecast sucks. It's supposed to be warm until the end of the season, which is next Thursday. But I got Dylan here tonight, tomorrow, and we might try hunting in the morning tomorrow. We don't know yet, but we're just gonna put the time in. There's some big deer around. The weather's obviously not ideal, but can't kill them from the couch or at work, so.
We're on the farm where a week ago today I had an encounter with what I believe is the biggest buck I've ever seen while hunting. Absolute giant. And I actually have seen him right back here over my shoulder, about 100 yards from here. I was hunting out of a ground blind that night. Got some different winds that moved in, so I came in here and hung this set last night, or yesterday afternoon. So Dylan and I can make a play on them. There's several other good bucks in here that I'm not gonna be able to lay off with this forecast. So we're gonna hit it hard here the next day or two. And hopefully we can get this tag punched. We're running out of time. Come on, ball bats. Looks like does.
What's popping in B's kitchen tonight?
We have Benny steaks and Benny dogs. About done.
January 5th. Dylan and I snuck all the way back on the north end of the farm. The last time anyone sat in this stand was Mike and I back in 2016. It's been about 26 months. Dylan and I came in here and checked the straps this spring. Since then, no one's been in here. It's really warm. It's pushing 60 degrees right now. There's hardly any wind, but the wind that we do have is good, so this weather sucks, but you gotta keep hunting. This is a pretty aggressive sit. We're really close to a bedding area. But a lot of the travel, a lot of these deer should come from the west and want to go this way this afternoon. It's just a matter of if they do it early enough with these warm temps.
Nacho night. Every time Dylan comes to town, he's got one request. It was, I would say, an average sit for Iowa. We've seen 4 bucks, 4 does, just nothing mature. We're throwing a Hail Mary tomorrow. We're gonna do a morning hunt. I never hunt in the mornings this time of year, but I checked a couple of the cameras yesterday. And the spot where I actually killed with my bow this year, there has been a couple different mature bucks through there in the daylight in the morning in the past week. So we're gonna try it. We got a perfect wind for it tomorrow. Hopefully we dump one. God. Straight to the living room.
It's January 6th today. My last hoorah with Dylan for the year. We slipped into a spot I call a gate. Haven't been in here since I killed on November 8th, I believe. We checked this camera yesterday morning, and there's been pretty decent morning activity coming through here. We got a good wind for it this morning, so we're giving it a shot. We got in here well before daylight, got in here clean. We're gonna just sit here for a couple hours and see what happens. Concludes our morning pretty slow. Had a doe and a fawn slip in behind us probably 45 minutes to an hour ago, but since then I haven't seen a deer. A lot of squirrels, a lot of geese. I don't know, it looks like the forecast now has one decent afternoon where there's going to be a drop in temp. Not a huge drop, but it might be enough to get something on its feet. So got 3 days left, just gonna keep on, see if we can't get something on the ground. It's been the toughest late season I can ever remember. This weather's just crazy warm. It's Wednesday afternoon, January 9th, back down here in Iowa. I've hunted every day down here since the 28th-ish, whenever I got back from North Dakota. It's been really warm, really warm. Deer movements pretty much been obsolete. Haven't seen a shooter since the first night I sat down here. This is gonna be my last hunt of the year. I got Mike behind the camera. And we've we've got to hit the road for Louisville as soon as we're done hunting. Got the ATA show the next couple days. We finally got the cold weather. It dropped about 20 degrees from yesterday. We got a stiff north wind. Praying that something happens tonight. There's another one coming back from where they first came from, too. I need him to be one step bigger. He's got us. Oh, there's another one. That deer's freaking sweet, though. Buck. There's a big buck. It's that big 6-pointer. I'm gonna shoot this deer, Mike. Hold on, let me check that one. For this other one. This other one looks pretty good. You see that big 6-pointer? That's the one I'm gonna shoot. Okay. Yeah, you got him good. You good? Here we go. Cow. I just shot an old 6-pointer. I've had pictures of him all summer. Velvet footage, or velvet pictures, hardhorn pictures. He's gotta be a 4 or 5-year-old buck. He's just a big 6-pointer. And we had a couple other pretty nice bucks come out beneath us here. And when he stepped out, it was a no-doubter. He's a mature deer. Last day, we gotta be down to the last 5-10 minutes of shooting light. Unbelievable. It's been a grind, the hardest late muzzleloader season I've ever had because the weather's just been horrible. We just came over here and picked up blood probably 20 yards from the shot. And I can see pretty decent blood, so we're just gonna ease down this trail.
Sitting here with the results of my 2018 Iowa muzzleloader season. It was a hard-fought season, to say the least. Very warm weather, and it's actually my last night to hunt. The season goes through tomorrow, but Mike and I got to hit the road and head down to Louisville for the ATA show. Actually, as soon as we can get this deer out of here, we got a long road ahead of us. Probably 10 to 15 minutes of shooting light left tonight, and the deer just started pouring out of the timber. Actually, a couple other bucks that would have scored much higher than this deer stepped out, but this guy caught my eye. He's been on the trail cams all the way through summer, fall, fully mature deer, and I couldn't be happier to put my tag on him here tonight. It's been a long season. Very grateful for this deer. Grateful that Mike could be down here for another successful hunt in Iowa with me. We got a lot of work to do.
I love yuppies.